Oh, my. Quite a large gathering this time, isn't there? This village certainly has grown in the last 100 years. Have you forgotten? Really, tell me that isn't the case. I know human lifespans are not as long as a dragon's, but really every 100 years should be often enough. Oh, of course I'm real. Did you think your grandparents made everything up? You probably did. It's really funny, I forget how the world. It's really strange. I don't understand how to view the world on your time scale. To forget something after only 100 years. Really, it's not that long at all. Oh, I'm very sorry. I mean no offense. I only mean that, well, I remember the last time I was here, 100 years ago, there were half as many buildings here. Half. You've grown very quickly. It's actually very impressive. If I come off as rude or offensive, I apologize. I'm not like some of my cousins who want to fly around threatening everyone to do what they demand. So if that's your concern right now, you can rest easy. That is not why I'm here. Well, surely, if you know my name, you know why I'm here. Did they really not put that down in your myths? Your scary stories they tell at night about the evil dragon lurking in the mountains? That's usually how this works. They didn't tell you really anything. Hmm. No, actually, it's very interesting because if, in fact, the difference between my visit now and before, if the difference was that you all grew and prospered without the fear of a dragon hanging over you, well, it's an interesting theory. Not one I can really test, but it will make a great case study. It will. Wait, does that surprise you? You may be very interested to learn that a lot of archmages are either dragons or trained by dragons. Wait, you're serious, aren't you? I I did what I always do. I went back to my study and poured my energy into my research. You're telling me that in all this time, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins are all gone? Oh no, of course I don't believe that. How could that be? There's there's no way something like that would have happened without me noticing. No, you're trying to trick me. That's what it is. I don't appreciate that very much. It's another level to your deception. I came down here hoping to have a genuine conversation, and it very much is clear that is not going to happen. Do you know why your city has prospered for the last 100 years? Do you really know why? Well, here's a hint you don't. I may have been up in my research station, but I was here. Do you have any idea the number of malicious spells I have fended off? For you, for this city, to keep you safe. You really didn't notice. You didn't think it was odd that whenever you saw a shooting star flying through the sky, you saw another one crash into it. Did that not seem at least a little bit strange? Look, I may not have been down here talking to you all, But I know there is a very dangerous world outside of this valley. I do everything I can to protect you from it. I know it's dangerous out there, but I don't believe that the rest of my family is gone. It must be a trick. It has to be. There's no way a group of There's no way a group of mortals could band together and take them out. They were far too powerful. You know what? I can just prove this right now. Because I built this place. At least the foundations of it. It reacts to my touch. The foundation of your village is centered right above my study chamber. The mana that I collect, the mana that I use, empowers the foundation of the land here. I am quite literally channeling energy to help you. I have been this whole time. With magic, of course. What do you think I research? I am one of the world's greatest experts on a number of different types of magic. And all I have to do is create a connection with... Okay, well, if I can't find him right now, maybe my older sister? No. Well, I'm sure they're just busy right now. Let me... Shh. Didn't they ever teach you don't interrupt your elders? I need to focus for a minute. You really weren't kidding. You really weren't. They're all gone. Am I really the last dragon? Well, what's the point of all this magic if I have no family left? Maybe if I'd been there, I could have done something. I have all of this knowledge, all of these things I know. I'm never there to actually help when people need me. It is my fault. How could it not be my fault? If I could have done something to stop it, but I didn't, it is then my fault that it happened. It's my fault that I didn't stop it. I'll have to work harder. I'll have to work harder, and... well, I have to be more present here. Well, that was the deal. When... you really don't know any of these stories, do you? They told you nothing. When the world broke open, and we lost the war, we all ran back to our nesting ground. And we took a group of people, various types of people, we took them with us to keep them safe, literally under our wings, and to help them grow and gain strength so they could stand on their own in this overrun, barren world. Everything I have done has been to try and help. But I buried my head too far underground, and I wasn't here when I was needed most. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they tried. This is not a conversation for now. The deal we made was that we would all help protect and safeguard life. Natural life. Because what's out there is very unnatural. Very. And it is dangerous. And it is hungry. Really? Can I see... well, you said some of your guards have encountered these creatures. Of course I know what they are. And you, do you have any Remains. Do you have any of their remains? So you've done combat with these things. Personally, maybe it worked after all. I will have to worry about the rest of my family on my own time. If those things are beginning to invade in here, where my magic is strongest, it's a very bad sign. Very, very bad. And I will have to be here to help fend them off. I can't leave it just to you. You are either incredibly skilled or incredibly lucky, and it could even be both. These things in large number are capable of destroying dragons. It's a possibility, yes. We need to focus, though, on fighting them back. We have to keep this area secure, or they will overrun everything. And by the sounds of it, there's not much time left. It's just us out here. Yes, probably trying to burrow in below ground as well. Which means I can't stay here. I have to reinforce everything down there. Do you have anyone you trust here to run things in your absence, at least briefly? Oh, the need is dire, so I need you to point them out, because I will have to bring you with me. You're the ruler of this city. You are the main strategist, yes? Then I must bring you with me. I think you misunderstand. I am not asking you to go with me. I am telling you, you are going with me. Now point out your lieutenant, your vice president, whatever the title is, for whoever's next in command after you, point them out. You need to let them know that until you are back, they have absolute authority over everything. Because if they invade while we are talking, you need to be able to rely on people to defend themselves here. We can't risk waiting for a message to come to you to approve something. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know how much time is left. I don't know how close they are. I don't know how bad this is. I have to find out. And the longer we spend here, talking in circles about why and what's going on, there isn't time for any of that. I will explain everything when there is. Right now, I'm taking you, and we are going to my laboratory. I gave you an opportunity to point them out. I'm sure the message will get delivered. In the meantime, we have got to figure out how to combat this. Well, now that it's just you and me, I won't lie to you. I don't think we're going to survive this. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But the odds are stacked against us, especially if everyone else is gone. Well, the idea was that we would all set up and protect our own little corner of the world and do everything to keep ourselves sustained, but help each other when necessary. That way no one is draining the resources of another. We're all standing together and strong. And yes, we would help each other out when needed, but we all were good at different things. I've got to figure this out. I've got to fix this. I've got to get a plan. I can get a plan. Okay, first things first. We need to figure out where they're coming from and how close they are. So, here, hold my hand. It's so you can see through my eyes, so you can see what I see. So you can see how close they are. Okay. Oh, you don't have to close your eyes. I would recommend it. This experience can make people very dizzy the first time, and if they're standing up, it's funny, but as I understand it, a little embarrassing when they fall down. So, you're welcome to do what you wish. Okay, you see that, right? That purple circle? Think of that as my shield. This shield keeps everything out. Exactly. Through the air, under the ground. Complete protection from every direction. Well, it keeps the bigger ones away. They can't cross through. It's something about their makeup, their biology. It just will not sustain, and they know it, and they stay away. But the small ones, when they get brave or when they get desperate, they go searching for a new source of food. And to them, that will be you. So the fact that you've already been fighting them is right. I know, it's a little disorienting. You recognize this mountain line? Good. That's where we are. You can still see the circle, the purple circle. This is us in the very center. And they are coming from 3 directions. I can worry about them once we figure this out. We have to set up increased defenses. The south, southeast, and the east. They're not the most intelligent. They're just, yes, extremely resilient. Well, at least we know where they are. We know they're not in any danger of digging in underground. That was my biggest concern. We have more time than I thought, but we have got to get ready. Well, there is one last thing you could help me with, and I would ask this of you. This is not a requirement. Well, considering I did abduct you and bring you to my cave, I think you at least deserve a little autonomy, don't you? I will, regardless of your answer, I will take you back to your village. But, well, if you are the leader, surely you are the most capable. And I find myself without family, without kin. And so I would very much like to change that. I am proposing that you assist me in rebuilding the population of my species. Oh, if you start asking all those questions, things get difficult to explain. You are more than welcome to say no. I misunderstand. I guess I misunderstood. Well, in that case, since I don't know how much time we do have, and eggs take a while to hatch, we had better get started right away. Oh, no. Don't worry. This won't hurt a bit. In fact, it will be very much the opposite. Hello, everyone. Star here, and thank you for listening to this video, audio, vadio, Fan Friday kind of thing. Now, for those who are interested, there will be an extended, spicier version over on my Patreon, because not all of it can be posted here. So, self-promo aside, let's talk about the story. I was a little unsure what to do with this at first because I do have the Dragon Queen series ongoing, and I didn't want to overlap on any themes or whatever, so my thought was basically, I play a lot of Age of Wonders 4, especially lately. They have another season pass of DLC coming out. Hashtag not sponsored, but I do love the game. And so I've been playing that. And your ruler can be a dragon. And so in my head, I view it as this is a world overrun by bad, where a couple of important beings, dragons, whatever, they all had their own little areas they were trying to keep safe. Now apparently, because she ought to be the last of her species, right? There was a Fan Friday vote. So that means that the rest of her family's been overrun, and she's now the last surviving defense against whatever this unnamed horrific threat is, which also I'm trying to decide what exactly I want them to be. In my head, I'm thinking sort of like a xenomorph or a sliver from Magic the Gathering. Some kind of colony insect that's just devouring everything. Something like that is the idea in my head. And I play a lot of Helldivers too as well. So if you combine those three together, I think that would be the inspiration for like what I'm envisioning right now. Details to be added later. But that's what we're looking at, because when I started talking, I didn't even realize how long the recording had gone on. And there was still more I wanted to say. I got really into it. I was having fun. There's definitely a lot of room for character development too, which is not often something I talk about in my outros. But we've got a character who's going to have to go through some grief here. And is it weird to say that, like, kind of as an artist, I'm kind of looking forward to that? Because I don't think I've done that before. Like, not like this, It's... I don't know. Go ahead and let me know what you think, because this is Fan Friday after all. Let me hear your voices. It's ironic as you're hearing mine. I definitely plan to make a series out of this. I definitely do. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was good. It lived up to expectations. And hopefully the next one will be along shortly. Thank you so much for listening, and goodbye for now. Mwah.